Hi, I'm Donna Wolfe from Naztazia.com.
Today, I'll show you 7 different methods of weaving in those crochet ends. This applies when you add a new yarn skein or when you change colors. I generally try to avoid adding yarn in the middle of a project. If possible, try to add new yarn at the end. I find the yarn needles meant for plastic canvas work wonderfully. The first method is the easy method. I use this for projects like home decor that won't get washed or stretched much. Insert the yarn needle under the stitches, go up maybe 2 inches or so, and always work on the back side of the work, or whatever side people won't see. Then skip over that last loop and go backwards under the same stitches, pulling the yarn through in the end. Give it a good tug to ensure it is secure, then cut the yarn as close to the edge as possible. Then repeat this entire process for the other strand. You can see it's a pretty clean edge and the yarn will definitely hold. The second method is done in a similar fashion. However, instead of going under the stitches, I like to pierce through the yarn of each of the stitches. This adds a bit of friction and makes it even more difficult for the yarn end to come out. And notice I'm struggling a bit to pull that yarn through, which is good because it means the stitches are really grasping that yarn end tightly. Trim off the excess and you'll have a nice clean edge. With the third method, I use this for blankets because we are rather rough on blankets in my house. I do knot the 2 ends together at the end first. This really ensures those ends won't come out. And then I do the weaving in process that I showed in method 2, preferably piercing through the yarn to help secure it a bit more. Repeat for the other color as well. Then trim the edges. And to help hide that knot and even further secure the edges, I add a single crochet border around all 4 sides before adding a more decorative border. The next method I use for handbags, totes, and jewelry. We're going to put a glue-like substance on the knot to even further secure it. Start off with tying a good strong knot on your project. Then place either hot glue or nail polish or a fabric glue on the knot and let it dry first. Then weave in those ends back and forth. And trim to finalize the project. Another method that works nice with rugs and even some blankets is to crochet right over the ends. You can see me changing colors here. Trim the ends to about 3 or 4 inches, and you can knot the ends first if you wish. Place them in the back of your work and just crochet right over them. As you make your stitches, just ensure they are being encased along the back of the work. Trim them close with the scissors. This works especially nice with single crochet because that stitch hides the ends nicely. Sometimes you work with such thick yarn, there's no way you can use a yarn needle to weave in the ends. And with this thick blanket type of yarn, you can instead use a larger crochet hook. You'll insert your hook more from the center part and pick up stitches as you approach the end. Grab the yarn and pull it through, then insert your hook from the edge and work your way through to the yarn end. You can go to the next row if you need to avoid having bulkiness on the first row. And pull the strand through. Trim the edge with scissors. And finally, sometimes you have so many ends and so many color changes, it makes sense to just incorporate all of those ends into a nice fringe along the edge. I like to take a separate strand of yarn, insert my hook to begin creating the fringe, and then incorporate those edge strands. And that's it. Those are 7 methods I like to use for weaving in your ends.
Thanks so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified of new videos from me each week. And if you liked the video you just watched, be sure to check out my next video, which I think you'll like very much.